live.
Sweet. Okay.
Hello, Facebook.
We will begin shortly. Please. Wait for Blake to get in the fair. Frank. I think this is a bigger turnout than I expected.
We have 2 people.
All right.
Woo!
All right.
I don't think a lot of people actually know what this is.
In fact,
No,
everyone
nobody
thought that the panel before this was the last one in here, so
was looking for my name tag from last time.
I didn't see one on the table when we started setting up, man.
I'm nameless now. I like it.
All right. Okay, so
All right.
for our audience that's probably never heard our podcast before, and we don't blame you, only 6 people listen to it.
Very true.
This is our After Hours podcast called Off the Record, where our topics are not really topics so much as
We just
we
talk
just
about
don't
stuff.
stop talking for an hour.
Yeah.
Pretty
And
much.
we have a theme song.
Blake.
It's Off the Record with Blake and Tony.
Yeah.
And Denver.
Yeah, because I'm always like,
Recurring special guest Denver.
yeah. I would like to be upgraded eventually to like,
Like an actual member of the podcast.
yeah.
I don't know if we can afford to do that, man.
I don't think
I'm
we can
already an unpaid intern.
Like legal reasons. Can we afford to do that?
I don't know.
Like what about all the scandals you might bring on?
Hey, we're not big enough to actually have to put me on the insurance yet.
Also, scandals.
Also, we don't have insurance.
We're going to have scandals no matter what we do. If it happened to James Gunn, it could happen to anyone.
That's true.
So I wanted to talk today about remakes and why they keep happening.
Why remakes keep happening? Because people like to drudge money out of
Okay.
it. If they can.
So like, I am surprised they haven't done a T.J. Hooker movie. As the way they do remakes.
Hey, have you guys ever seen the Childish Gambino stand-up comedy where he talks about Michael Cera playing Shaft?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm ready for that. I wanna
Michael
see
Cera playing
Cera.
Shaft? Yes.
Yeah, I'm in.
Oh, guys, I'm coming. Hold on.
He's just like limp wristing all these girls while he runs by. So how's your guys' con been going?
Well, I had a fun panel. I was in a fun panel. And talk about sci-fi.
You got to talk about sci-fi. I was there.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad panel.
Wasn't I had good
You had
panelists.
you had a good panelist group.
Good panelists.
Yeah, the guy who ran it was really great.
Yeah.
He kept everything
He
really on
left.
topic.
He's a dick. He left. He was in here just a minute ago. And
Was
he
he?
left. Yes.
Aw.
He just bailed on us, man.
What a jerk.
I don't know. He's gonna watch this later and never panel with me again.
So like, of course, your panel, your first one.
My first one had no direction. I felt like I had to put it in a direction. It was not my panel. And I didn't really know what to do. I was like, we need to go
Your panel
somewhere.
needed a moderator badly.
Yeah, we did.
He was in a panel that no one started. It was just there.
Yeah.
It was about a topic he didn't greatly understand.
It was called The Evolution of Gaming from tablet to tablet. One day I'll say it right.
You speak English well good.
I's big English.
But so we're sitting there watching him, just hoping to find a reason to boo him, and he actually did really well.
I did some research.
Yeah.
Mostly just asked my brother about board games.
We did try to get some people to heckle him,
And
but
they
they
were
were really bad hecklers.
I have a video of people not being able to heckle.
Yeah.
True statement.
Yeah.
Woo! Us and our 2 audience members are having a lot of fun.
How do
in
you
this
guys
room.
feel about remakes?
Some are good, some aren't.
What's your favorite remake?
I was actually talking about this with one of my friends. It's a remake of Ball of Fire called A Song Is Born.
I've never heard of either of those things.
You never heard of Ball of Fire?
No. When have I ever heard of any?
Right on my brain. You kind of loving drives a man insane. Nothing?
Wow.
If I'm gonna go to hell, I'm gonna go to hell playing the piano.
Okay, so Blake,
When
you
have I
just-
ever understood anything we've ever done?
You're showing your age there.
Yeah.
I am showing my age here.
Oh,
Hi,
man.
hi, all the fans on Facebook Live. I'm wearing a bird shirt.
So Blake is still 24 and a baby.
I turn 25 next week.
And Blake, you are like 5 months older than my oldest son.
At least I'm 5 months older or younger?
Older.
I'm 5 months older than your youngest son.
than my oldest son.
Oldest son. Well, at least I have that accomplishment going for me. You guys want me to explain the bird shirt now? Because I actually wore it because it's kind of funny. You guys always make fun of me for watching New Girl, and there's a character that always wears bird
Oh my
shirts.
God!
So
Oh
I
my
thought it would
God.
be really funny
He's
to
the lamest
wear
human being I know.
bird shirt. And I've been wearing it all day laughing about it in my head because I thought it was funny.
Okay, I get the joke now.
It's great, right?
I don't, because I don't watch New Girl.
But I just explained it. There's a guy that I wore it because you guys make fun of me for watching the show.
Like the first season was good, but then it just
The
started
first
going-
few seasons are actually pretty good.
It started going downhill. Shadow.
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 Oh,
I'm cursed.
that just scored it out of there. Like, wow.
Yeah, Shadow. That
Don't
wasn't
slam
cool.
it on the table.
That wasn't cool, Shadow.
That looked like
That looked painful.
it looked like jizz.
I tried to stop it. They saw it. I tried. Facebook, you saw it. I tried.
Facebook, heckle him.
All 6 of our watchers.
All 6 of our watchers.
I bet you no one watched it because I gave
Actually,
no
no.
warning on my Facebook that
We
were
have
gonna
6
be doing
watchers
it.
and plus 2.
No
Yeah,
one's
plus two.
watching.
We
this
need
right
to
now.
acknowledge the crowd.
If anybody's watching this right now, we can't see if they're watching it either. So, I mean, there could be 25 people watching, and I would just be sitting here going, "There's no one watching this."
There's oftentimes no one ever listening to us when we podcast either.
I don't even listen to us when we podcast,
You know-
and I follow us.
You know, maybe we're lucky and like Jeno's got his people watching us.
You know what? We should feature ourselves on his Facebook.
We know a
Live
guy that
sometime.
does Facebook Live stuff and gets banned from Facebook all of the time for posting inappropriate things.
So let's go join him.
He gets banned at least once a month.
I think
He
he's
has-
got like 15 shut down Facebook accounts.
I don't know. I know he currently has 2 active accounts.
Were we not recording?
We're still recording.
Oh, okay, good.
I did forget to set the setting to not turn off, but it does record when it turns off.
Okay.
Unlike the other apps we've tried to
Yes.
use.
Okay.
So yes, remakes though. Denver, what's your favorite remake?
My favorite remake. I gotta say the Dragon Ball Z Broly movie.
That
Okay.
is a remake, isn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen
I gotta
it.
watch it. That's
Okay.
something I actually would watch.
That is
and
a
something I
sick
know
movie.
about.
It is amazing. Frieza makes the movie.
Okay.
There's this whole point where, because you know
Why
Goku
is Frieza
and
even in it?
Vegeta, like, because they actually wished Frieza back to life.
For what?
So
To fight Brawly?
no, so there was this this tournament. Okay,
what's
cool.
YouTube.
tomorrow. We are still Facebook Living.
Oh,
We
okay.
are.
Hi.
Okay, we're still
My
going-
daughter might be watching. this,
Actually, my brother, my old boss, my friend in Japan, and another friend of mine from high school are all watching us record right now.
Listen, we are professionally doing this right now. We are professional at doing this.
So
I knew I'd be saying there's no one there, and I'd just be like,
Okay.
there's like people there.
So anyhow, there was a tournament between these 2 universes to see who got Earth, and since they actually needed to resurrect Frieza to fight for them, so they could win.
And then what? They were just gonna let Frieza go,
They let Frieza go.
so he doesn't get hurt.
They went. They
Is
succeeded.
Frieza a guy or a girl?
Frieza's a boy.
Frieza's a boy.
Frieza's a
Frieza's
thing.
boy. No, Frieza's a boy.
Frieza's a boy.
They
Frieza-
definitely say him.
Yeah.
Frieza is a xenomorph.
A really
Frieza's
ugly
definitely a
xenomorph.
xenomorph. All right, Blake, what's your favorite remake?
My favorite remake? I don't get to see a lot of remakes because I didn't get to see the originals.
Oh, wow, right? Just wow. Showing your age.
Why am I here?
Whenever you speak.
I really
think
hope
it's-
everybody just heard my explanation of the bird shirt, though, because I really didn't think
Whenever
there'd be
you
people.
speak. I baseball. Like, think of a thing.
I actually, one of my favorite remakes is Lost in Space, which we're going to talk about tomorrow. That was really good. I mean, the first show was really corny. I only watched the first 6 episodes, but the remake is really dark, but not dark for being the sake of being dark. Like, it's a really good story, and it does have its lighter moments.
You're talking about the show.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, yeah.
Our audience thought you meant the movie, and
Oh.
they just shame looked you.
No,
We
no,
do not
I've
speak
never
of
even
this.
seen that.
We don't speak of the movie.
We treat the Lost in Space movie like we treat Godzilla 99.
It's only good when
Or like
put
you
them in
treat
another
4th
movie.
edition Dungeons and Dragons.
No, 4th edition is actually fun to play if you have the right DM. Unlike Palladium.
Shame! Shame!
Hey, play Palladium in which you could watch a hobo go at the speed of a car on a bicycle.
Okay, I have played so much Palladium. No.
I could say a million things that are wrong with D&D 4th edition. The biggest thing I'll have to say
I can say none because I've never played it.
is that, like most bad stories, the alignments go from good to evil in a straight line. Which isn't how anything works. That's why it's called a spectrum.
Yes.
It's two-dimensional. not
I'm
one.
sorry, it was an MMO on paper.
Which I said the right DM.
How many people do you need to play this game well?
I don't know.
Mass multiplayer? So like you'd have to have a whole convention playing?
Pretty much.
It could happen. It's simple enough. I mean,
Will you DM it?
no.
If we make it happen?
Mm-mm.
If we can make
Okay.
it happen, will you DM
So
it?
I played the 4th edition playtest,
I got the book.
and
don't
I
like
was
it.
so disenchanted with the playtest that I never could play the game when it actually came out.
You guys know I can barely play Pathfinder, right?
Yes, I know you
So-
can barely play Pathfinder.
But yet,
Somehow,
Remember, he's watching.
somehow you've got a flaming spear and 23 lightning bolts going at
I
once.
play the best druid that I said looked like Jason Momoa, which made him even that much better.
so if you don't know, he has a huge crush on Jason Momoa and all the Hemsworth boys.
All of them, like all of the Hemsworths. I don't know. I don't
And
know
so
why you
even
thought
if we
I'd
were
be
playing
angry.
D&D, he says, I look like Jason Momoa. I'd fuck me.
I would. Now and if I looked like Jason Momoa.
That same campaign, what'd you call her? A meddlesome trollop?
Meddlesome Strumpet.
Meddlesome strumpet. That was my cleric. My cleric, who by the time got done, we had plus 23 to attack because of all the buffs I throw on everyone.
Oh, dude.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah. And we had the freaking angel dwarf.
Oh yeah, the half celestial dwarf.
No, he was a gnome.
He was a gnome. He was
No.
a half celestial gnome
He was a
fighter.
gnome.
That's right. He was a
Barbarian.
Gnome
half
barbarian.
celestial gnome barbarian.
Yes.
That was my fault. I'm a terrible dungeon master.
It's okay. You killed my brother's
Actually-
character in like the second day.
I killed your brother's
Honestly-
character like 15 times.
Listen,
I died.
my
but
killing
they
your
saved my
brother
life.
for skipping the last session was well deserved.
True. I agree. You shouldn't have been there.
And
Or you
everyone
should have
who's
been there.
listening, especially our audience in the audience, is like, what are these losers talking about?
We're like aiming so much at one person that's just on Facebook Live that I'm not even sure is still listening.
Dear Cole,
Cole,
you don't ever stick your hand in a tiger's mouth in the middle of a D&D session.
No.
It makes no sense. It's a terrible character decision. Don't ever do it again. Thank you.
also Cole, you never skip the very final session of the game. Horrible things happen to your character when you do.
You get stabbed.
In the back.
And then I kill
By
a
the
giant
cleric.
monster.
By the neutral good cleric of all people.
And then I kill a giant monster just by rolling like 50 dice to do lightning bolts.
So, my favorite remake is The Shadow from the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid remake movie. You just asked what The Shadow is, didn't you?
Is it a comic book dude movie?
Do you want to hit him or should I?
Like I don't know what it is.
You're
Only
closer.
The Shadow knows.
You're closer. Okay, The Shadow was a radio drama.
Oh.
That got an old like TV serial, like when TV first came out.
Why would I know any of this?
And then in the 90s, it got a really awesome movie starring Alec Baldwin.
Hey Blake,
When he was
you went to college, right?
What was that?
When are we going to talk about Double
When he
Dragon?
was thin.
yeah.
Because Double Dragon was a horrible movie.
It wasn't a remake, but that was a great
Okay.
movie when I was a
When
kid.
was the last time you saw a good video game movie?
Super Mario Brothers.
I said good.
It was good for a lot of reasons.
Okay.
Daisy. Princess Daisy.
The only good.
There is a Halo movie that's good.
Okay.
Dawn of something.
Forward Unto Dawn.
Forward Unto Dawn. Is
Okay,
good.
that was excellent.
Yeah.
sucker.
Jumanji.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
did.
not Blake.
You deserved it.
He asked what the shadow was.
Had video game in it.
Shut up, Shadow. And actually, okay, the first Silent Hill movie actually was a pretty good.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Video
did like
game
that
movie.
movie.
Okay. So I think if you're gonna do different than the source material, you do bigger. You do better.
You go big or you go home.
If you're gonna do different source material, you do better. I don't
Where
think
does
they
the
did.
Mortal Kombat movies fall into this?
They're terrible.
Oh, okay.
They're atrocious.
What if I'm like 8?
They're still atrocious.
They're still atrocious.
But that means you have no taste.
It's the first Street Fighter movie redeemed solely on Bison.
No, it's redeemed on Zangief.
Zangief was
But it's still a terrible movie. What's even worse is the U.S. Street Fighter movie video game. Oh my god, it was so bad. Because it literally had the little like bad pictures of the guys from the movie in the select your character screen, and it just sucked.
What about like anime movies that are made into real movies? Where
We
does
don't-
this fall on the spectrum?
So normally, very badly. Has there been a good U.S.
We've talked
remake of
about
an
we've
anime?
talked about Death Note on
okay,
here before.
there has-
Which if Death Note wasn't Death Note, it would have been a fine movie. It's like if they didn't relate it at all to the actual anime, like it would have been fine. But like it has nothing to do with the anime.
So, I have not seen an anime taken to a U.S. live action that has been good.
There's been
come
a few
on,
Japanese
the Dragon Ball
options
Z
that have done
one was great.
No, it was not.
I've never
Yes.
seen it.
Feelings of Battle Angel Alita?
I haven't seen
Haven't
it.
seen
We
it
haven't
yet.
seen it yet.
We spent too much time going to see Endgame.
I think it was a good adaptation of the manga and the OAV based off of the manga and the OAV anime based off of the manga.
Well, I'll definitely take that in consideration. I
So
want
I
to see
really
it.
love Battle Angel Alita. I love the manga. The anime is the first part of the manga, and so it's not even really that good.
I mean, it doesn't have
It's actually a good movie.
but yeah, at least Battle Angel Alita, even if it doesn't focus, it at least has a motor ball, which is my favorite part of.
Okay, like I said, I want to see it. I just haven't seen it
I
yet.
think that it's weird they focused more on the eyes than her mouth, because in the manga they're always talking about her weird shaped mouth. And in they make the live action and they make her eyes like this big for some reason.
Yeah, she's got anime eyes.
Yeah, anime eyes.
I'm not with
They got a
either
smart-
of you.
So the
I already
best,
finished my beer.
okay, the best anime taken to live action. it was a Japanese
You
effort,
just sprayed it all over the place.
and it was Star Blazers.
Star Blazers was pretty good. They did also did a live action Space Battleship Yamato, which is pretty awesome. And he doesn't know anything we're saying. I can already tell you without looking at him. He has no idea what we're talking
Nope.
about.
All I'm thinking about is Starship Troopers.
Ah, really, really. Okay, so
When are we going to talk about the things I want to talk about? On
so
this?
the animated Starship
We've been
Troopers
waiting
movies
for
have
you to say
actually been
something.
good.
Hey, look. It's awful, but fun to watch.
Like I actually
You just
enjoyed.
like seeing the one redhead's boobs.
Yeah.
Don't lie. That's the only reason why you rewatch that movie.
Well, and it has Neil Patrick Harris in it.
Do push-ups.
Okay,
I
Trader
mean, I
of
will,
Mars
but
was
I
good.
don't know what purpose that serves.
Did you see Trader of Mars?
No.
So you're talking about like the live action Starship Troopers movies.
The big one, yeah.
Just that one.
Yeah.
Just the first.
That was an abomination.
It was okay.
If you have ever read Starship Troopers,
why do they,
you realize
why
that's
do
an
they keep
abomination.
making his like friend a chick that he has a relationship with?
Okay, and like the second chapter of
Dude,
the
I know
book,
nothing
he
about
beats the
this.
shit out of Dizzy. Because they go into a bathroom and they fight over who gets promoted to corporal.
I don't think that's how that works.
It's not.
It's not.
It wasn't how it worked in the book either.
I thought, oh, it was a Japanese movie too, or Chinese. Blade of the Immortal.
Was
Yes.
fantastic.
It was an amazing
It
movie.
wasn't American, but it was an awesome
Well,
movie.
We don't really care where it's from. It's good.
I just want to comment on how inconsiderate it is to have a fist fight in the bathroom. I mean, other people might be wanting to use that bathroom while you guys.
I was taking a dump. I was just sitting there. They come crashing through the door, just wailing on each other over some nonsense, and I just go back to my yellow pages.
Why were you reading the yellow pages?
Because he had nothing better to read. It was a military starship.
It's just reading names?
There are ads in there too.
I don't know if you saw this one, the Tommy series.
So I love the Tommy series because I've read the comics and understand. If you never read the Tommy comics, those movies don't make any. I showed my wife. My wife left that conversation like, "What on earth did you just put me through?"
But if you read the books, yes, I agree with that.
Your wife is uncultured.
My wife is uncultured, but if you watch the movie Tommy without reading the comics, it doesn't make any sense. It is just a string together collection of horror stories without context. And context kind of makes horror make sense.
Yeah.
You don't know why you're scared.
Like, apparently, I'm like his wife's favorite of his friends.
Yeah, but
And
I'm his
I-
daughter's favorite.
That's true.
My daughter does love you.
And I told her to her face, she's uncultured.
She thinks we're uncultured.
She does think we're uncultured.
I am uncultured.
Yes, you are. We're trying to change this. We really do.
I understand culture.
We need
I'm
to
just
film reprogramming Blake.
I'm not anime cultured.
Just watch Bubblegum Crisis, for heaven's
Bro,
sake, so we
bro,
can record
You
it.
asked us what the shadow was.
I don't know what it is.
This girl's younger than you, I imagine. Do you know what the shadow is?
Yeah.
Okay.
How old are
also-
you?
I have a friend that passed a question on geology exam because of the blue coal ad that played during the shadow.
Nice.
Cool.
How old are you?
I am 26.
See, she's older than me.
She's older than you.
Huh.
You just have a.
Yeah.
You don't, she's still your generation. You have no excuse.
How old do you think I was?
I don't know how old you
I actually thought you were about 22.
I thought 20.
Okay, at least I'm finally legal.
Hey,
Hey, a couple years ago, I kept getting asked which high school I was going to, so.
oh,
I
the
have a
Centennial.
friend who she's 30 and she still gets asked that question.
That's a gift, not a curse.
All
right.
Actually, she went to school for middle school education, and she shows up at middle schools and they direct her to the principal's office to get her schedule.
She's an anime character, bro. She's a. Hi, I'm a grown up with a suitcase and a.
Oh my! What's that crazy anime with Laura Bailey, where it's just her screaming at everyone?
Agrescio?
Yes.
Oh, I
That's
have
one.
seen that.
Great.
Netflix is a wonderful place where terrible things happen.
No, Aggressor Rustico is
Dude, our
legitimately
favorite
great.
thing in the world is from Netflix. Big Mouth.
I do love Big Mouth.
Big Mouth is good.
Aggressive Rustico is legitimately good. Not everything on Netflix is legitimately good.
Oh,
No.
no. Netflix is full of terrible things. Terrible things that they only put out there because some people will watch anything.
Kung
But
Fury.
some of their stuff's really great. If you haven't
Fury's
watched Big
wonderful.
Mouth, you definitely
It
should.
is horrible.
It's so funny.
It is so bad.
But it's
I mean,
great.
it's amazing, but it is so bad.
Kung Fury is amazing. And you're also going to say that Bright is watchable if you turn down the sound, put up the subtitles, and have your friends pick up the plot.
Bright was weird.
The thing is
I actually loved Bright because there's nothing better than Will Smith and an orc arguing for 20 minutes.
What's the problem with Bright is the script is terrible. The visual storytelling of it's great. It's like clearly the people who are doing the set put more thought into this than the people who wrote the script. Because when you listen to what
Well, they spent all their money on Will Smith and they couldn't
Yeah.
afford a scriptwriter.
yeah, and it really shows
Will
if you
Smith
like
write the
listen to the
script?
movie. But
No,
visually,
because it would have been good. He can write a script.
But visually, the movie does
Oh, they would've had to pay
kind of
twice.
supports his world building. And you listen to the script and you're like, well, you just threw it all out the window with the words you're saying. So just take out the words and you would probably make up other plots.
The scene of him trying to hit the fairy that's floating around his house made the whole movie for me. He's just trying to kill a fairy like it's a bug.
I honestly didn't mind it that much. I thought it was okay.
I liked the movie.
I
It
think
was
the
good.
orc- I
It
think
had a
orcs
good
are
prom.
better.
It had a good premise.
So Bright really reminds me of there's a Pathfinder campaign setting called Amethyst.
Yep.
Really, Amethyst and Bright really reminded me.
You know what I
of
just-
a lot of similarities.
You know what I just realized? We're not going to be able to hear anything that any of them have
Oh,
said
yeah,
on
no,
this
any of
recording
our,
because this is definitely facing us.
Yes, yes. I realized that when they started talking
The
and they're
shock.
soft-spoken anyway.
The shotgun mic is only going to record us.
That's
Well,
okay.
okay, so we're
They
good.
can hear our responses and try to piece together what it was.
That's going to be interesting.
Our 6 listeners are going to be really amused by that.
I hope there's still people watching us on Facebook.
Your brother hung up as soon as we started mocking him. So, what's your least favorite remix?
Again, I'm not real good on the remake game.
He got into media about 10 years ago. So if it's older than 10 years, he doesn't know what it is.
What's 10 years ago?
Oh my god.
Ooh, isn't the day after? Or no, War of the Worlds was horrible. I have seen the original.
So you believe that the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds is really bad?
Yes.
I can agree with that. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It could have been worse. There are definitely worse remakes. but
That,
was
and then
pretty
there's
bad.
also I can't think of what it was called. It was some movie when the world ends.
The Day the World Stood Still.
The Day the Earth Stood Still was an abomination of a remake.
Is that where the floods and everything happened and the Eiffel Tower's underwater? Or no, the
That was 2012.
okay.
That wasn't a remake.
Or is it-
It's just a bad movie in general.
I'm probably mixing everything up. That was a bad.
He's
movie.
combining like every bad disaster movie. He just went,
Wow.
the world ended.
There were also
during
sharks
this-
in a tornado. I don't know.
And
I
this
don't know.
big moon shot a laser out of it and destroyed Coruscant.
It didn't destroy Coruscant.
It did destroy Coruscant.
No.
No, it destroyed Alderaan.
God, it's Alderaan.
In this one, it was Coruscant.
No,
and I don't like
it's
Coruscant.
Alderaan.
I
Coruscant's
like
the only
Alderaan.
planet that doesn't get destroyed.
Admit it, Star Wars would be better if they blew up Coruscant.
Well, yeah, because like half the ambassadors would be dead, and that's half their problem. If we're gonna talk about one thing that I might know anything about, it would be Star Wars.
You know, the thing is, if you blew up Coruscant, Palpatine would still survive.
Coruscant?
Well, yeah, because
Yes,
he'd
it's
be the one
Coruscant.
firing the
Not
damn
Coruscant.
laser.
No, it's Coruscant!
He'd be the one firing the laser. Of
Because
course he
Timothy
wouldn't be there.
Zahn is the one who came up with the name, and that's how he pronounced it.
Coruscant.
Yes!
It just when you say it like that, it sounds like something you need a cream to get rid of.
It's supposed to say like sound like croissant.
Like, dude, I got a really bad case of Coruscant. You got that cream?
Hey man, you got any croissants back in that back in the kitchen?
They don't let me in the kitchen anymore.
It's supposed to sound like
Kitchen.
a French dessert or pastry or something.
It does. Sounds like a.
So, do all of you think that Emperor Palpatine is alive? After that trailer.
Absolutely. Because
thinking,
remember, no one is really dead.
And if
Is it gonna
anybody
be his
could live
Force
through
ghost?
that, if
Is it
anybody
gonna be
could
his
live
Force
through
ghost?
that, it'd be him. But I think it's gonna be his Force ghost.
Now, how many of the audience, our listeners, they know that we say stuff on of our audience who reads Star Wars comics. Who cares about Star Wars comics? Okay, so in recent comics, it has come out that Palpatine actually created Anakin Skywalker. He willed him into existence with the Force. That's what I believe the title Rise of Skywalker is talking about. It's going to talk about how Emperor Palpatine willed him into existence.
You
I don't
know.
think this movie's gonna have anything to do with that.
You know, it's my
No.
theory. It's my theory.
Okay.
This movie's gonna have nothing to do with that.
I'm sorry,
It's
but
gonna
I'm,
have everything.
It just
to do
seems
with
really random that that comic has just
I
come out.
still
and then
think
they dropped the title.
that the girl is his daughter.
What, Rey?
I think Rey is Luke's daughter.
No.
Rey
I
is not Luke's
still
daughter.
think she's Luke's daughter.
I actually really love that they made her parents be no one. That's the best thing they could have done for that story.
and honestly, Kylo Ren is still a little bitch.
Well, yeah.
Because I'm sorry,
My
that first movie
ex-girlfriend thought
where
it was
he's
hot.
going, "Help me, grandfather, be more evil. I'm too good. Help me be more evil, Grandpa." Wow, what a bitch.
I don't know. But my favorite scene in any Star Wars movie is when he cuts
Plagueis down?
Yeah, dude, when he just turns the lightsaber on from like
Or,
With
no,
the
that
Force?
was, no, Plagueis, Snoke. Snoke.
When he cuts Snoke in half, dude, my favorite scene ever. Literally, he had no idea that was
Actually,
coming.
when that whole fight scene went
Oh,
down,
it was one of the best fight scenes that's been in
And,
a
like,
Star Wars movie.
he all of a sudden he turns to Rey and go, "Join me. We can rule the galaxy together." I'm like, "Do it, Rey. Do it. Fucking do it, Rey." And then she turns him down. Like, fuck. Dude, it would have been so good if he'd done it.
They would have really broody babies. Those would be the broodiest Jedi children on Earth.
Snoke literally had no idea that was coming.
No, no,
It was just like,
Really, it took Snoke by surprise.
Well, yeah, because Kylo's kind of a bitch. If someone's been your bitch for like so many years, I mean, you just don't expect the bitch to turn around and smack you back.
At least Palpatine was smart enough to expect Vader to turn on him.
yeah. That's why he keeps
Palpatine
pushing
is
him.
also like the world's worst like evil manipulator. Because Yoda almost killed him.
Yeah.
Yoda almost dropped him. If his secret plan was to meet Yoda in a dark room and lightsaber battle the most powerful Jedi in the universe, that is not a plan. That is the absence of a plan.
Fair enough.
So he goes, I'm going to have this great strategy where I manipulate the whole government. But me and Yoda, we're going to have a fair duel that he almost clobbered me in.
Yeah.
And then he had to pray that the dark Jedi he had been trying to mold from a distance, who's next to like the two nicest Jedis on Earth, would just happen to go his way. Because he was going to be killed at that moment.
Yeah. Otherwise, he was dead.
So, yeah, he's a bad plan. You definitely never have a plan where the key piece is relying on other people to not kill you.
Like, okay.
For sure.
So it's pretty obvious that Palpatine put Anakin in the Vader suit on purpose. Because he wanted to nerf him.
Well, yeah, if you read the books, you know that the suit actually makes him weaker.
Yeah.
But it also keeps him alive.
Because they had cloning technology.
Yeah.
They could have easily cloned him parts and grafted them on.
Yep.
But that would have been less disgusting.
They
And
have the
Palpat-
technology to fix all of that.
Plus, Palpatine knows force transfer, so he could have easily just cloned Anakin a new body, and then Anakin could have transferred his consciousness to the new body.
And our audience is like, none of us read Star Wars books or comics.
I'm really just thinking about what they could have just put him in a totally different body, like Mace Windu's body.
They absolutely could have.
Well, Mace
And-
Windu fell out of windows.
But he wanted to nerf him so he'd be weaker.
Those buildings are really tall.
Wait,
His body does not exist anymore. I will stand by
Actually,
that
Mace
theory.
Windu is just like Elvis. He's just somewhere else. He's going to show up in the next Star Wars movie. Mace Windu just walks in. What's going on, bro?
You know what? You know what? If Samuel L. Jackson shows up in the movie, I'm not gonna be mad.
So-
like, he just fell into a pod and just like a pod
So,
thing and just
That's what
drove
happened
off.
to Elvis. Mace Windu showed up and like, hey dude, let's go like raid the galaxy. We'll get some brewskis.
That's where Elvis is too. Mace Windu and Elvis show up in the next Star Wars movie.
So, special spinoff, Mace Windu and Elvis. So,
Let's write it.
Elvis is in Kalamazoo.
Oh, okay.
So, after Michael Jackson died, I remember looking at my father and going, he's not really dead. No, he's in Tijuana with Tupac and Elvis. And they're having a great time.
That's where all the
Yes.
famous
Where's
people
Jimmy
retire.
Hoffa?
Dead.
He's buried under my house.
Super dead.
Probably he got ground into sausage and fed to his family.
Have you ever seen the second Kingsman movie? Because
No.
that's what happened to him.
No.
He got ground into a burger and his friend ate him.
No, personally, my favorite story that somebody came up with is that he got abducted by aliens and then formed a rebellion introducing unions.
Wow.
That's good.
So, Jennifer, what's your least favorite remake?
Besides the day the earth stood still?
Besides, because we'll give that one to Blake.
Even though I only slightly know what it is.
Wow.
So hard. There's been so many bad remakes. Picking your least favorite is just tough.
Yeah. God.
What's up with people making sequels like years after the movies too? Like, what
Because
was the
the
point
fans
of the
are
new
always
Indiana
like, we
Jones?
want more!
So, my least favorite remake has got to be Avatar.
You're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No. I'm talking about Avatar with the blue aliens. That's actually Pocahontas.
It's not.
And Ferngully.
Yes!
Smurfs.
Yes!
Smurfs.
Yeah.
Because Avatar is totally a remake.
And
Yes.
Does that mean Avatar would be better if it had musical numbers?
Yes, it would.
Actually, if you think,
In Star Trek, the first pilot of Star Trek is like that.
The Menagerie was much better than the pilot that they went with. Yes.
That was exactly Avatar. That was the whole thing.
so James Cameron used to be a great filmmaker, and then one day he woke up and went, "No, I'm not.
He raised
I'm not
the bar.
He was
Have you never seen South Park? He raised the bar.
Things for people.
I stand by. He wrote Alien. I love Alien. I mean, yes, he ripped it off of a lesser science fiction movie.
He did Aliens, so he did even.
Yeah, he didn't do Alien. He did Alien.
You're right. You're right. My bad. I know
He
that
did-
too.
The only thing he did that was original, I think, was The Abyss. Everything else he stole from somebody.
Which, actually, The Abyss was a good movie.
Yeah, and that's the only thing he's done that was original.
I now know. I actually knew he didn't do Alien. I don't know why.
Well, I mean,
couldn't-
Titanic is
Terminator,
just
he stole
ripped
that.
off of, the Titanic.
Okay, I know what happened.
What's that?
You were sitting too close to Blake and you got some of his dumbness.
He is not dumb.
It's
He's
not
ignorant.
dumb.
He's ignorant.
It's just don't
He's also
know.
a bear racist.
He's also
Well, that
a
I
bear
am,
racist.
yes. Hey, polar bears are better. For anyone who doesn't know, polar bears are the best.
Nice bear.
Polar Grizz.
So
Grizzlies are cool too.
he unintentionally had a terrible joke now attached to him for life. Because he didn't mean to say something about brown bears that came out totally wrong.
I don't like black bears,
And so we've just never let him live it down.
so I just go with it. I once had to explain to somebody that polar bears can't eat penguins because they live on two separate sides of the globe.
I can't believe you actually had to explain that to someone.
See, again, I'm not stupid. It's just the things we talk about, I
So,
have no information on.
Everyone's actually probably going to laugh at my least favorite remake. Because it's not even a bad movie. It just made me mad. Because what it remake of was such a great movie. The remake of Look Who's Coming Home to Dinner. Or Guess Who's Coming Home for Dinner, sorry.
Really?
I don't even
Well,
know
okay,
what that
first
is.
off, how do you go from Sidney Poitier to Ashton Kutcher?
Okay. That's fair.
Sidney Poitier is probably one of the greatest actors ever. It's who Denzel Washington wants to be. It's who he tries to be in every movie. I even like Denzel, but it's the truth. He really wants to be Sidney Poitier.
Can we fault him?
No.
I want to be Sidney Poitier, man. Have anyone ever watched any of his work? It's amazing.
It's good. Yes.
You don't know who that is, do you?
Nope.
Mr. Tibbs.
Mr. Tibbs.
From?
Mr. Tibbs.
Oh, Silver Glove.
I don't remember the name of the movie because it just escaped my mind, but it has to do with a
5'6".
Woo! We're
Wow.
on Facebook Live, people, just so you know.
Oh, we
We're
have 6
broadcasting
listeners.
Facebook Live.
Yes, we're
It's a joke! Yes!
Sidney Poitier is a cop from up north who ends up taking a train ride for reasons never fully explained down south and gets wrangled into helping out with a murder investigation and down south during the era of segregation.
I do know that movie because I had it on VHS as a kid.
That's where Mr.
But for the life of me, I cannot remember what it's called.
I don't have either of my phones to Google who Sidney Poitier is.
Wow.
I'll look it up when we're done.
You don't know who Sidney Poitier is.
What do you want me? What do you expect from me?
Hit him! Hit him!
I'm not gonna hit him. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Do you want me to just know obscure things that I don't
It's
already
not
know?
an obscure thing.
It's not obscure at all. He was an A-list actor.
It's an award-winning movie.
Sidney Poitier.
I don't know who Sidney Poitier is.
I don't know actors.
See, I'm not alone.
I don't either, but I
He was
know
one
the
of the
name.
first black
Mr.
people to
Tibbs.
win in the heat of the
Award.
night.
Why was
I was gonna
imagining
bring
him
up
as
the heat of the
white?
night in a minute, but I know he doesn't know what that is.
I don't know what that is
It's
either.
just the movie I just talked about.
Ugh.
He's only 24. We
I
have to
am
make
25
excuses.
next week.
Goddamn
That
millennials.
doesn't count.
He's too young.
So,
So,
what
Hey,
brought us
that's
this
the only.
for our
I'm
new
the
people?
only reason why we know how to Facebook Live. Okay.
oh, shut up! That is not
Just
cool.
because you know what a Tumblr is and I don't is not relevant.
A tumbler is a glass you serve alcohol in.
Thank you.
Yes.
By the way, what do you think of Pornhub buying Tumblr?
Can I tell you guys a story?
No.
Yes, please enlighten us.
I was at work the other.
There are people in here.
I was at work the other day.
And on Pornhub. Millennial story.
No. I was at work the other day, and this girl I know. I'm not gonna name names because some people from my work watch this. But a girl from my work, while I'm sitting in the break room, comes in and goes, "Guess what, guys? I'm verified on Pornhub."
After the panel, can I get her name?
I don't know her Pornhub name. I've
But
been
now
meaning
I want
ask.
to know her Pornhub name just to know.
But
Can
I
you
thought that one right along with that. It's pretty great. I was like, we're at work.
You know Jenna's verified, don't you?
I believe that.
So,
Why do you think I don't use Pornhub anymore?
what brought us for our new entries, our last minute guys walking into the show, to Sidney Poitier was we were talking about our least favorite remakes. And mine was the remake to Look Who's Coming to Dinner.
Yeah.
Because how do you go from Sidney Poitier to Ashton Kutcher?
Yes,
Wait, what?
that's a remake.
What's a remake?
You ever seen the movie Guess Who?
No.
I didn't even know
Like
there
the
was a
board game
remake of
Guess
that.
Who?
The movie's called Guess Who. It's a remake to Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
I
saw
don't
the
even
Sidney
know
Poitier
what
version.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that one's great.
They remade that?
Yeah.
Starring Ashton Kutcher and
I still don't know what it is.
I don't either.
Wait! I do know that movie! The Ashton Kutcher one.
I hate you so much. I hate him so much. He didn't know what the shadow was. He
No.
didn't know what the shadow was.
I don't know what you.
Oh,
I know
the
you.
Shadow, no.
Your name's Shadow.
Yes.
His nickname's Shadow, so he's Shadow.
Well, you should know who the shadow is.
How did you get to know these people?
We staff cons together.
It's a long story.
I'm friends with his brother.
Yeah.
I do not know things.
Actually,
He knows
It's entertaining.
a different thing.
But like,
No,
Cole,
he doesn't
if
know
you're
things.
still watching, turn it off for a second. I like you better than your brother.
I wonder if he's still watching.
Sorry, I'm just curious about what type of rig they have on that thing.
We'll talk about
on
it
which
after
one?
the show.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Like, I don't hate your brother. I like your brother. He's a nice enough guy. I just like you better.
I just have better standards in fashion.
I wear bird shirts.
I have bird shirts. They're great.
So-
And now you know why it's funny.
Yes, I do. I
And
get
you
it. I
appreciate
get the
it. You
joke.
appreciate the fact that I didn't tell you all day too, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I think, guys, now that we're drawing to the end of the time we're allotted in this room, we should ask our audience what their favorite and least
He
favorite
looks
remakes
like
are.
Jesus and Thor.
Favorite what?
What is your favorite
He looks
remake
like Jesus
and
and
what is
Thor
your
had a
least
baby.
favorite remake?
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
He does look like Jesus and Thor had a baby, but I've been calling him
You
Baby
look
Thor
like my
all
friend
day.
Dan and Thor had a baby because he looks like Jesus.
I don't look like Jesus or Thor. Stop it!
Shut up,
You
Baby
look like
Thor.
Jesus and Thor.
At the
And-
same time.
Just because I'm kind of Messiah-esque means nothing.
Shut up,
that's
Lebowski.
like a double God thing.
Yes.
Makes me proud.
Can I say the Wonder Woman movie as a the first time as Wonder Woman movie as a remake of the DC universe? And
Wasn't there already a Wonder Woman movie? That
There
There's
was.
Wonder
So
Woman series.
technically,
There was a Wonder Woman series, so yeah, we can go with that as a remake.
Serious.
and my least favorite remake is the Poltergeist remake. And
Oh,
it was-
yeah, that
You know
was.
what? I thought that was actually pretty solid, all in all.
Well, let me put it this way: it was so boring. It was one of those sudden I went, "Wait, there's a Poltergeist remake? Why have I been bored for like half of this movie before I even realized it was a Poltergeist remake?"
Okay, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
My least favorite is Point Break.
Your least
Oh
favorite
my
remake is Point
god,
Break?
that was horrible.
What one?
The remake of Point Break.
I've never seen the original.
Point Break.
I don't even
Get
know
out!
what Point Break is.
Leave!
I don't
Why
know.
leave?
Point Break was a surfer movie with
Leave.
Keanu Reeves.
Okay. So Keanu Reeves played Keanu Reeves.
You've never seen Point Break either?
I don't like
No.
surfing.
Shame!
I said I haven't seen.
Shame!
What's the original one? Is the original one with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that one.
So,
Okay,
Oh.
they
You're talking
remade
about
it.
Gene Wilder.
They
Okay,
remade
instead.
it?
They remade it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I
hate him
heard
so
of Point
much.
Break, but they did a remake of that too.
Yes.
I thought you were trying to tell me the one with Keanu Reeves was the remake.
No,
That's
Keanu
the
Reeves
good
was
one.
the original one. That was good.
So
Okay,
Neo
never
surfed.
mind. Not shame this time.
Neo learned to surf. Got it.
Neo actually did learn to surf, yes.
Yeah.
I just
He is
assume
the one.
I just assume he's playing Neo in every movie.
No, he's playing Johnny Mnemonic in every
He is
movie.
playing John Wick in every movie.
No, he's playing Johnny
Keanu
Mnemonic.
Reeves.
He's playing John Wick before he was John Wick.
Yes.
John Wick
love
was just also originally named Johnny Mnemonic, but that's besides the point.
Johnny Mnemonic was a horrible movie, dude. That was talking about
Okay,
a great
literally-
character who is Molly. Molly is the fucking star of that movie.
Okay, so actually,
And
legitimately,
Dumbledore's a villain.
That was an anti-hero.
no. So Nicolas Cage literally plays the same character in every movie.
Yes.
He's always the character from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Not true. There was one movie where he played a guy who thought he was a vampire. It's the best Nicolas Cage movie. It's a terrible movie, but it's the best Nicolas Cage
That's
movie.
before Gone in
Is
60
that
Seconds, isn't
Nicolas
it?
Cage movie in the face?
Yeah, no. Every movie after Gone in 60
No, that was a
Seconds
horrible movie,
is
too.
the same
I
character as
can't
Gone in
think of
60
Nicolas
Seconds.
Cage in anything
Face Off
other
was
than,
Nicolas Cage trying to
The
pretend to be John Travolta.
Ghost Rider.
American,
Oh,
where he
that's a-
finds the Constitution. Can't remember.
He
what-
Wicker Man?
still sounds. He still is
Thank you
playing
for
a guy
having
who
a
wants to
terrible
steal a bunch of
remake.
cars.
Yeah,
Nobody's
that was
selling the
bad.
So,
Constitution.
for anyone
But
that
he
didn't
also
hear,
wants to steal a bunch of cars.
The Constitution is a car.
You know what? You know what remake I actually hate the most?
Can
The Italia Job.
One of our audiences.
Really?
The remake of The Italian Job was shitty.
You know, I didn't think it was
The Mini
shitty.
Coopers?
So
Yes.
He's trying to redirect you.
one of our audience members made a really good comment on a really terrible remake.
What?
Wicker Man.
Wicker Man?
The Wicker Man is a terrible
The remake has Nick Cage in it, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, of course it was horrible. It had Nick Cage in it.
Bees!
Bees!
Any
Bees!
movie with Nicolas Cage in it, it's horrible.
Sorry, whenever someone says bees, all I think of is Thomas the Tank.
No.
Ghost Rider was
What?
kind of okay.
I liked you until this moment.
So-
just
Ghost
now.
Rider was kind of
So have you guys ever seen the
It was
second
kind of
Ghost Rider
okay.
movie?
Not fabulous, but
Have you ever seen the second Ghost Rider movie?
It doesn't match the first.
It makes no sense.
That's okay, Ghost Rider.
And neither did the first one. Anyone who thinks the first one made more sense obviously hasn't really watched it.
Ghost Rider as a
Not so
character
much.
doesn't make any
Take,
sense.
continuity
Fine.
with characters.
They did it in
No.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it made perfect
It
sense.
doesn't make sense.
How does Robbie Reyes not make sense?
It doesn't.
How? Is it because he's brown?
Yeah.
Is it because he's brown?
Yeah.
Wow, all
Sure.
the racism.
All the racism. All the
Yeah.
racism.
No
Just say
Invasion of the
that.
Body Snatchers remake wasn't bad.
So I actually haven't had a chance to watch that remake, and I love.
I've actually seen the original.
So wait a minute. I bet you haven't.
I have.
What color was it?
Black and white.
Okay. Because there was also a remake in the '90s too that wasn't very good.
Of what?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Is it the faculty of a remake of the Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
No, it's not. Because the Faculty's awesome as a standalone movie.
I actually,
That was a remake. That was
one of my favorite remakes would be Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay, you know what? That's actually probably one of the best remakes of all time.
The remake is so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I
That's
have to
valid.
ask you guys a question since we're talking about remakes. What is your guys' definition between a remake and a reboot?
Okay, thank you.
Ooh,
That's
good
important.
one.
So, a
I'm a filmmaker,
remake.
so that's the reason why I asked this.
A remake takes an already existing story and does it again, but usually worse. A reboot doesn't have to do that. A reboot can pick up where the last one left off, but 20 years later.
Yeah.
Like the Watchmen series.
So
The
you're
Watchmen
not looking at a
series.
similar story, and you're just talking about a continuation of the story.
Yes, a reboot continues, or sometimes prequels, which is in The Sopranos coming
Right,
out.
yeah. Before or
They're
after
doing-
consider an actual story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where does Star Trek come in there?
We don't talk about Star Trek anymore.
Is Star Trek? Is any of the new Star Treks even like a remake or a reboot? I
No,
think
that's
they just
what, no.
add to it.
They're a reboot because technically they take place later.
Yeah.
Because Spock from the future goes back in time. So technically they're just a really bad reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in this case, instead of, Kirk's father died instead of not dying. So, it's all,
Oh, also-
pivot point of there.
Also, they just only had one good casting choice, and that was young Spock. The rest of their casting choices were so off. I was like, "What on earth are
No,
you doing?"
I like
Yeah, they made a
the
pretty good young spot.
main character.
Yes.
I like the guy
I
who
think
plays.
I like the actor that plays him. I don't like him as Captain Kirk. He's just not the guy.
I thought he made a fine Captain Kirk.
Kirk.
I think him and Spock work well together.
Actually, I think Zoe Saldana works as you are.
Zoe Saldana could do anything as far as I'm concerned, as long as she's in it.
I really don't think the casting was that bad.
All right,
I
fine.
think the writing was horrible.
There we go. As we say many times, good casting does not save bad writing.
Think of who
unless
Think of who plays the engineer guy.
Alright, what I miss?
Okay. So, talking of bad writing, not able to save casting, the first D&D movie.
Oh my god!
How about this podcast?
no, 'cause we don't write this.
Jeremy Irons could not save that bad writing.
Dude, when that movie came out, I was so excited about a D&D movie, and then I saw it, and I went,
Okay, the Sci-Fi Channel second D&D movie was better, and it was bad.
"Why in the world did any of that adventure happen?"
Because reasons?
No, I mean, watch the movie again. They could have skipped the whole adventure.
That's
Have you
every
ever
movie.
sat into a D&D session at all? That could be every D&D session, period.
We choose to do nothing.
Actually, the way Fairy has been running our current round of D&D sessions, it's been bad.
The
Our
answer
last
is
session,
PCs are
we
assholes.
played for 8 hours, and we only covered 5 hours game time.
PCs are dicks. That's the
5 hours, and it was the GM's fault.
No.
Oh
Very
yes,
dick.
Who's the GM?
not me.
He's a guy named Barry.
Is this the guy we were talking about?
No, the guy we were talking about before was my brother.
Okay.
No, like,
So tell
I
us
think
what
yeah, we were talking
Oh.
about. Yes, we were talking about Fairy.
They're having an aside.
Barry, we're sorry.
I was
it
just
was the same guy. I feel sorry for you.
I love terrible D&D stories. Tell us more.
Oh, terrible. So I got a brother. His name's Rusty.
Oh my god.
My brother is probably the worst D&D player of all time. Of all time.
He DM'd something too.
I don't want. Anyway. So, my brother decided he wanted to play a druid. That's fine. He wanted to be a dwarf druid. Okay, that's interesting. Gets better. So, there's something going through destroying the woods, or the forest. And he goes, well, as long as we save the animals, it's fine. Who needs the forest? We can just put them in a zoo. So,
That sounds like a dwarf.
I get so annoyed with my brother's druid that I leave an item on the ground. It was a cursed item. He failed his spellcraft check and he thought it was a ring of manliness. So he put it on. It was not a ring of manliness, it was a sex change ring. So my brother, without missing a beat, goes, ha! Let's see that lesbian elf turn me down now! And that was the only time I was ever like, you know what, Rusty? Good game, sir. Good game. Because every other time his characters all died horribly, very quickly.
So, we were playing a game with his brother. Okay, there was my cleric.
We're
And-
talking about the same game we were talking about earlier.
Yes, but this is
Okay.
a pretty good story, whichever one it is.
Their brother, his brother is playing a goblin alchemist. So I
like that concept.
see this orb come
Until
down
he
from the
tries to set
sky,
everything
and
on
it goes
fire.
to him, and like
That's
he
what
embraces it and whatnot. And I decide, okay, he's been chosen by the gods. So I decide to go along with him and chronicle his journey as a chosen one. Well, we get to a city and he humps this girl's leg. Right off the bat, this goblin is just humping someone's leg. So I pick him up and I put him in my purse. Because I had a purse large enough that the goblin would fit in
He
it.
was playing a girl.
Oh, okay.
And I immediately say, do not worry, I've already had him neutered.
At one point, he's
This
playing...
character got killed by a.
His character died very quick in that session.
I was about to kill him because he kept trying to set all the woods on fire, and I was playing a druid.
So then his character played a monk, and the first thing he does is goes, oh, there's a circus in town? I want to crawl inside the tiger cage. That's not the plot line at all.
He kept trying to convince me to talk to the animals, and I was like,
The
no.
person I tried to play with, who every time we kill someone, she just pooped on them.
So,
Oh.
probably the worst person I ever played with, he had this habit of whenever someone would join the game, he would immediately find some reason to shoot his crossbow at them. He would always roll a nat 20 and always kill them. As soon, no matter what game we were playing, he would for some reason always have a crossbow, and he would always kill the character as soon as they came in.
Depressing.
That's pretty horrible.
That's pretty bad.
That is
It's just
bad.
it happened every time. I would just look at him and be like, he'd be like, I didn't even mean to do it that time. I swear to God.
Okay, so I'm bringing this zombie survival game. So they're looting this house, and they hear a noise from upstairs. So they go upstairs and they find this old woman hooked up to an empty IV, and she's calling for her son. And she's on the edge of death, and they decide, okay, we're just going to put her out of her misery. Well, then one of the players decides, well, we should dope her up on the heroin we have first. So she doesn't feel the bullets.
Why
That
does he
reminds
have
me
hair?
of like,
So they're arguing over shooting her up with heroin or just shooting her with a gun. And finally, the player with the gun decides, I'm just going to do it. And he just points the gun at her. And the player who's arguing for the heroin grabs a crowbar and hits him. Crits, does 35 points of damage straight to the skull, caves it in, and the third player immediately screams, "You killed my butt, buddy." She stood up in the middle of the session and just yelled at him right off the bat, "You killed my butt, buddy." Chased him out of the house with a gun, killed him.
Wait,
so your whole party killed itself.
Then she goes upstairs, shoots the old lady without shooting her up with heroin, and then kills herself. TPK, not my fault.
So, I'm sorry, I'm still dealing with that one. Hold on. I had something to say, but now my head hurts.
That was a lot.
It was a lot to take in, didn't it? Good job. You left me speechless.
It wasn't my fault.
I think it was.
It was not.
I think it was your fault.
All I did was put the old lady there.
And you killed everyone.
I didn't kill anyone.
You killed everyone by putting that old lady there.
And to think, we started this conversation about what was the worst remakes we'd ever heard.
This is how this podcast usually goes.
Yeah.
This is a
But in all
podcast.
fairness,
Yes.
it went to
We're
the
recording
D&D
live right now.
movies.
Yes.
It had to tangent. It had to.
I mean, there's been a bunch of terrible remakes. Everyone's seen Dragon Ball Evolution.
I don't know if that's...
How can a movie with James Marsters be bad? How?
Is that like really a remake? I thought it was just a movie
Look, can
based
we
on
just
that
talk about
game.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged instead?
That's a great, like, I wouldn't consider that a remake either, but it makes me so happy.
Actually,
the best.
Dragon Ball Supers is much better. A great reboot.
No.
That I would consider a remake because
That's a
it is.
It's a
Super's
reboot.
not a Super's not a remake.
It's a remake because
It's just a
they
redo.
ex-conned. Yeah, it's a redo. Well, because they were like just like.
That's like rewind
So, all right,
everything
well,
that happened in GT.
Let's just, well, one GT didn't happen. It's like Godzilla
Toriyama
99.
wasn't
It didn't
involved?
happen.
I don't believe it.
Godzilla 99 did not happen.
So Toho bought the rights to Zilla just to kill it.
They did. They bought Zilla just to kill it. If you've never seen the terrible movie Godzilla Final Wars, and it's a terrible movie, but it's not nearly as bad as Godzilla 99.
But Matthew Broderick just wanted to skip school.
Wow.
So Godzilla 99 is actually a sequel to Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
You guys don't know
Makes
that?
a lot more sense
Wait,
actually.
did you say it's Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
It's a sequel to Ferris Bueller's Day
Yeah,
Off.
I
Godzilla.
would watch that.
It's just a giant lizard that has giant lizard babies.
Do you still have attendance like Godzilla? Godzilla.
Here, lizard, 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 lizard.
Oh yes, the
Here,
Chihuahua.
lizard, lizard. I think I need a bigger box. Taco Bell and its overt
Did
racism.
they have Cheech and Chong?
Oh, so Taco Bell had this commercial in 1999
Yes.
when that Godzilla movie was about to
Yes.
come out
I was
with their
very
little
young.
racist Mexican dog,
Yes. I remember.
and he would just be like,
You'll
"Here,
stand up
lizard,
there.
lizard, lizard."
Yes, I remember this so
I remember when Taco Bell got sued for stealing the idea of a racist Taco Bell dog from two white guys. What world do we live in?
Taco Bell should be sued
America.
for claiming they serve Mexican food.
I think that Taco Bell should make the president their mascot.
Oh God, no.
Think about it. Think about it.
No.
He likes employing Mexicans, but he also likes stealing from them.
Oh God, no.
Yo,
My brain is.
I've never seen a Mexican
Yes.
work at Taco
So
Bell.
just
That's probably why the food's
one
so
of the
bad.
weirdest things about Taco Bell is what happens when Taco Bell goes out and watching any business move in. Because all the businesses I've seen move in just keep the same building structure as a Taco Bell.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a perfectly good building.
So which leads to, wait, can I get tacos and payday loans here?
dude,
You know what? That'd be the best place ever. Hi, we do loans and we make tacos.
For every loan you take out, you get free tacos.
It's an old
Makes you kind of want to make a burger joint / pharmacy. Would you like a double bacon cheeseburger and a bottle of oxycodone?
Yes, yes, I would.
You just call it America.
Best American restaurant ever. They give you opioids and burgers.
So I'm waiting for like a marijuana dispensary to move into a Taco Bell because that would just be great.
No one would ever leave.
Tacos and weed. Why
It's
would
got
you?
a restroom, tacos, and Baja Blast.
Yes.
Stoners love Baja Blast.
Right?
Everyone loves Baja Blast.
Not everyone.
I don't like
My wife-
Baja
I
Blast.
love Baja
He don't.
Your
I'm
wife's
also a
uncultured.
stoner.
He's uncultured.
Oh man.
Shame!
I'm not really a
Shame!
Shame!
Proud to be.
Yeah.
Well, y'all,
Stupid drug test.
we are actually at the end
Yeah.
of our time
It's
here.
cool. We got another
Yes,
panel
yes,
to
you
go.
All right.
Gotta go to another panel.
Everybody, we're signing off.
I want to thank everyone for coming to our first live show.
Thank you for
It's been a blast.
There's more than 6 of you.
There's
There's
7!
7!